Hello, and welcome back to the High Command Podcast, where we get high and watch Star Trek with you. But we're not watching Star Trek today, because this is a Season 1 recap.
Oh, shit. That's right.
Season 1 recap, man. We made it! We made it! High five!
That's true.
Yeah.
Man, that was, it was a lot of weed.
It was
actually.
a lot of weed.
And that was the first season. I think just you and I could probably fund a school, through the taxes.
The taxes?
The taxes for the weed we're buying.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Because that's all the Washington weed taxes go to school stuff,
yeah,
right?
Yeah. So I feel good about what we're doing, everybody.
We're saving children.
I'm here for the greater good.
That's what we're going to tell everybody at the trial.
Yeah.
We were saving the children.
Yeah. I wanted to educate them. Educate them while super high.
So it's been almost exactly 1 year since the first airing of the first episode.
Oh, really?
The first episode we put on YouTube on March 14th. So 10 days ago, a year ago.
Oh, nice. This is very... that sounds about right. We should have recorded it on that day.
Yeah. That's why I got in touch with you like 2 weeks ago, and I was like, "Oh, you want to record on this day?" And that was the day.
Oh, I'm sorry.
But you're like, "No, I got stuff going on." I'm like, "Oh, well, I don't want to."
Yeah. Thank you. It was great. I had to go see the grandparents.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier. We got to take care of the old people.
We got to take care of the old people.
Fucking stoner conversation.
In the future. I'm just trying to tie it into the Star Trek here. In the future, I think, have we seen very many old people in Star Trek? I've seen like 2.
Yeah, and one of them got really young.
So,
like halfway through the episode.
Maybe in the future it won't be such a problem. We just need to fast forward.
Well, so in the future, people like easily live to like 150 without like getting Alzheimer's and that's shit.
Yeah, don't they? I've heard the 2045. That's the magic number.
2045?
You'll be able to live forever.
Oh, that's like that guy who did like the TED Talk that was like, he was something like, okay, so like by 2045 or something, we're going to invent a pill or something that extend your life 10 years.
Yeah.
And then within that 10 years, we'll find another thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it'll just keep going on and on and on. You'll just keep finding something else that keeps you going.
Right now, every year, they're creating a new technology that'll allow you to live 1 more year longer. As of right now, every year, new technology happens.
Not the way I live my life.
Right, but you have to have enough money to take advantage of all of those new.
Probably eat fruits and vegetables and shit too. But
yeah, that's true. I just had a bunch of wings. I blame that entirely on Captain over here because
smacking down on my pizza.
He didn't eat a single wing. He left it all to me.
I'm not a wing guy, man. I'm not a wing guy.
You left a soldier, one of your subordinates, out on the field, wounded. Didn't help him.
You didn't eat any of the pizza?
I'm about to. You threaten me one more time, and I'm going to eat a slice.
You be that way. I'm going to make you eat the fucking French fries.
No.
Worst French fries ever. Anyway, this is a podcast about Star Trek.
Yeah. So 1 year ago, 10 days ago.
Yes.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay.
So I put it up on the 14th. I think we recorded it on the 8th.
Okay.
Maybe.
So what's
can't remember.
What's the first topic of discussion on said review and end of season episode?
I figured what we should do for a format on these recap episodes is obviously some opening and some shits and giggles, and then figured we would go through like best episode, favorite moment, any acting that stood out to you, so on and so forth. And then I thought we might do some bloopers and maybe listen to some of the things that that didn't make it onto the show that I took out.
All right,
for various reasons, and then wrap it up and
all right. So worst episode. I'm skipping to that.
Okay, so what? Don't read my thing. This is my list.
No, I get it. I'm still thinking about it. I was thinking what my answer is.
What? Did you have a favorite episode?
No, I was skipping to worst. I can't think. I gotta not yet.
Okay, we gotta start on the bad. We gotta start something negative.
Start on the bad one.
Oh my god. Okay, so the worst episode. Did you have a worst episode?
I really, for some reason, what was the one where they went down to the planet and there was a bunch of. I feel like it was all the planet. Wow, this is super specific.
Are you talking about the one with like the African tribe?
No, it was.
Okay.
It was all love. The whole planet was love.
Oh, that is the one where.
That one really irritated me.
The doctor's son. Not Geordi. I can't think of his name. Jesus fucking Christ, I can't think of his name.
Uh-oh.
The kid.
Wesley.
Crusher.
Yeah.
Yes. He goes down to the planet and he kicks the ball and then they want to put him to death, right?
That one really
That was
bothers
not
me.
that one wasn't very good.
I really disliked that one. I was bored out
No,
of
that
my
was a
mind.
good- that was a good
remember
pick.
that episode specifically being bad.
Yeah, I don't really remember it. Well, obviously I remember enough to know
Yeah.
what the
you've seen
overall
this
plot
episode.
was. Yeah.
Favorite episode though.
Well, okay, so my worst episode was
Oh, right,
We'll
yeah.
Always Have Paris. This is a pretty recent one. So this is the one where Picard, they're going to check out some time disturbances.
Yeah, I remember.
And
I
like
remember.
Picard like runs
because
into
they
some old flame
replicated
or
this
something.
in the new
No.
Star Trek. Didn't they copy this idea again later?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Well,
Not
don't
that I
know.
remember.
Well, I remember this episode very specifically as well. So
Well,
I
it was
thought
a pretty
recent.
recent one.
Yeah. Okay.
The reason I hated it is because the primary plot of that show, of that episode,
Was the love story?
was the love story.
Right.
The fucking love story.
That's so
We
funny.
had goddamn time travel we could have been messing with, and
Yeah.
time loops and shit.
Yeah.
And that's just kind of a side thing that's going on during
I
this
don't-
love
I don't-
story.
I mean, that's a really good reason. I don't have a reason for. I just remember being.
No, it's
significantly
fine.
bored.
It's just generally
But-
bad. That's fine.
No,
That's
no,
fine.
but I think yours is really good because it speaks to me because time travel. What? Why?
Yeah,
Why?
it could have been so amazing. It could have been so amazing. I mean, we get some good time travel episodes later on in the series, and yeah, that'll be. I mean, they'll
Yeah.
get back to it, but I mean, it's just like, oh my god, a love story over time travel. It's a show about space. So my favorite episode was The Big Goodbye.
What
The Big Goodbye. That was the one where they really kind of first got into the holodeck, and that's when Picard goes into one of his Dixon PI novels,
Yeah.
and then the characters kind of become like they kind of realize there's an outside the ship
Yeah.
because they get scanned or something. I don't know,
Okay.
but I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It just kind of had that. It introduced the holodeck. I don't know, just what they could do with it. I don't know. I
Okay.
kind of like the
I
50s
can't
noir
remember-
aesthetic.
I can't remember that specific episode to be honest.
That's fine. That's fine.
No, okay, thank you, but I'm trying to. It's hard to have hilarious commentary when the dude is so stoned he can't remember what it is you're talking about, or I just have Alzheimer's. I'm getting old. We need to take care of us.
Did
I
you
can't-
did you have a favorite moment in the
Favorite
series?
moment. And this is rough. Well, the
I mean,
thing-
it's hard to think about 24 hours of show and then go, what did I really like? What really stood out to me?
Well, the two things that I remember very vividly were one of them was when we were talking about the decor of the bridge. I don't.
So I'm thinking, what was your favorite moment from the show
I know.
that we're watching, not
But
the show
this-
that we're doing?
I know. But this is all
Okay.
I can't remember.
Oh no, that's fine. Okay, that's
I
fine.
can't remember the episode or what was happening. I just remember the moments we were making fun of the decor and thinking about what did they have cupboards in there? And
Carpet on the walls, man.
Yeah,
Somebody got
carpet
to
on the
clean that
walls.
shit.
And I just really enjoyed that moment. That because that was a really I've seen a lot of these Star Trek shows before, and I had never like vocalized the weirdness of those
Oh yeah.
walls.
Well, I mean,
and it's so obvious.
did we talk about? I think we did in the first episode talk about how I kind of thought of the show. And that was-
maybe. I mean, dude, let's.
That was a
recap.
year ago. A year
That
ago.
was a year ago. Let's recap.
A retrospective.
The recap.
So I was just kind of bored and thinking like, I should do a podcast.
Yeah.
And I was kind of shopping around to some people I knew. At first I kind of wanted to just do some lame like events of the week thing.
Yeah.
Maybe like a video cast where we get behind like a desk or something and we talk about like the different kind of
Yeah. Okay.
things going on in
be
politics and the
really
news
creative.
and whatnot. Kind of make it like a weird news show,
Yeah.
but like very low money
Yeah.
news show. And then I was kind of like, I kind of want to do maybe like, I kind of started thinking like, maybe I like Star Trek a lot. I want to do maybe like a thing where we like watch an episode and then talk about it,
Okay. Yeah.
And then I started getting high again.
Oh.
I did not smoke weed for a really long time.
like a week.
No, like 11 years.
Oh, okay.
I hadn't smoked pot, and
It's a decade.
anyway, I was out of house. I was kind of always like,
a long time.
I don't know. I was at a house party and then somebody gave me some weed and I smoked it and I'm like, oh, this is pretty good. I should start doing this more often.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So,
yeah.
so anyway, so I'm
Here
thinking
we
about
are.
this podcast idea. I'm smoking weed one night, and I'm going back through DS9,
Yeah.
and I'm watching some episode with Martog in it, which is
Yeah.
one of the Klingon general in that show. I can't wait till we get to him. He's such an awesome, just great character. And I'm kind of just looking at him going, just like talking out loud to myself because I'm stoned, probably drunk too. And I'm just like, Klingons look like birds. I wonder if they evolved from birds. Do you think they had beaks for a long time? You know, just weird shit.
Yeah, stoner thoughts.
And just like, like looking at background
right.
actors and like, just talking to myself. And then I was like, oh, well, shit, this would be funny as hell. And then I go to work. And I'm kind of, and I think we went to lunch at that Chinese place or something, or Thai place.
Okay.
And I was just like,
I don't remember.
I was like, he's a stoner. Mangoes is a stoner. I bet he would really like to do a podcast with me where we get stoned and watch Star Trek. So I asked you about it, and then we started formulating the idea, and here we are. That's the story, people.
That's interesting. I did not put all that together, actually.
It's all good. Well, it was a process for me. You came in right at the end of the process.
Yeah, but you did not talk about that, though, so that's new.
I think, man, I gotta go back and listen to the first episode. You should listen to the first episode. So Mangoes here has never listened to an episode.
I think I'm not gonna listen to a single one.
Oh my god! Well, you're about to listen to some stuff on it.
Oh, that's fine.
No, this is gonna be hard for you when we get to the bloopers.
Uh-oh.
Because I listen to this shit all the time.
Yeah.
I listen to every episode.
Yeah, well, it'll be fun
when I edit it.
It's gonna make me squirm, so it'll be fine. It'll be good for the recording.
But yeah, Mangoes has not listened to any of the episodes. He's just like, I come in, I record. I'm just a talent.
That's true. That's about to eat a slice of your pizza.
You gotta make fucking smacking sounds of the mic. I gotta clean up later.
I'll be super gentle with it.
I'm a fucking slave to this man, people.
Yeah, you can stop anytime. We can come over and just watch Star Trek and still make shit up. We don't need to record it at all.
Okay, so I should eat my pizza first.
Yeah, so you're not talking in between your. We can just edit this out.
God damn it!
Yeah, 30-second break, Robert.
Yeah,
editing, yeah. Robert.
Well, this is fine. Like we're not like on the time,
right?
Because there's no episode going.
Right, so I can just pepper this pizza. You don't like crushed red pepper?
No, I do not.
Why not? You don't like hot things.
I do not like hot things.
How about women?
That's so thoughtful of you to remember. You know, actually, I kind of go for like women that have very plain faces.
Yeah.
And like have a little extra on them. Like not like big girls.
From the South?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it is just because I'm from the South, and that's just what a lot of women were like. You know, where I came from. I mean, we had a lot of skinny, hot girls. No. You ever been to Texas? The hottest women in the world are from Texas, except maybe Canada.
Okay.
Vancouver, Canada's got it pretty good. But Texas, North Texas, hottest women in the world.
Interesting. I mean, I happen to prefer a little bit of color.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
So I don't. No, I know. So most of the women that I find like super hot are from a foreign country.
I know you got a pretty good one right now.
Oh yeah. All right.
Anyway, 30-second break that was really 3 minutes over. What the fuck were we talking about? I don't even remember.
Favorite moment?
No, we were going into something before that.
Oh,
I don't even know
That was
anymore.
the original way back. Let's go back to it's easier if we just follow this.
Did you think of a favorite episode?
No, but I did think of my favorite costume. I know I'm
Oh, well, don't get into that yet.
Well, I'm jumping. You know what?
Okay, you got no favorite episode.
Maybe
if you haven't thought of one yet, you don't have one.
I'll have to think about it. I'm going to continue to think about it. The thing is that a lot of it just, for me, meshes together. A lot of these stoner moments. And so I can remember, like, a moment in a scene, but I don't remember what that episode was.
Gotcha.
And trying to accumulate that much data as a single thought to figure out what my favorite episode was, it's just too much. I don't have it. But I do have a favorite costume.
We'll get to that in a second.
So you do your thing, and then when we get to favorite costume, I've got an answer.
Well, way back when, we were talking about favorite moments.
Oh, that's right.
And my favorite moment was Drunk Data, which was like the third episode, and we cracked
Data was, when he is not himself, he's always spot on.
Even when he is himself. Brent Spiner fucking
No,
owns
I get that, but I'm saying he really just steals the stage when the robot plays a human.
Oh, yeah.
In any fashion. He's just
like
really good.
There's few TV moments better than when Data is doing Sherlock Holmes. Like he just destroys it. The whole scene is about him. at that point. I couldn't really think of any really bad acting for the show. I mean, there was bad acting, but that's just because it was cheap and the the 80s or early 90s or whatever.
You just gotta look. If you can take worst moment, if you can choose a worst moment, then maybe you shouldn't be watching early Star Trek.
Oh well, worst moment was Tasha Yar's funeral, hands down. Like, it was just her final words, her message to the world is hailing frequencies open. Like, that's the last word she's ever gonna say to humankind.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not good. That's not who would do that.
Why? What is it supposed to signify?
Hailing frequencies open?
Yeah.
Well, that's when they're trying to communicate with another race or
Right.
something.
So is she trying to say that as I'm trying to?
Well, no,
analyze
I
this
mean,
further.
there's some depth to it, but
Right,
it's
so
stupid.
Let's work through the depth so I can fully
Oh.
understand it, and then I can either make fun of it with you or disagree with you. So what does it really mean?
What does it really mean?
Does it mean like, hey, we should, as in mankind, continue to be open with other alien
Well, okay,
species?
so I guess there's a lot of interpretations. I guess one interpretation would be that they could speak to her at any time. Like, she's gone to heaven and she's listening all the time.
Right, that one's
Her
dumb.
hailing frequencies are open.
Okay.
Or maybe he could go a little more holistic and like she's become one with the universe and she's kind of in frequency with everything. I don't know. It's like,
But what if
it's like deep but dumb.
What
at
if
the
she
same-
was saying to everybody that you should continue to be open with each other?
I just don't feel like that's
No?
what I didn't feel that in the delivery.
No. All right.
If you remember the delivery.
No, I don't. But I do agree that both of the situations you've explained are stupid as an ending for her.
Yeah, that's just not what you're gonna say on your,
Yeah.
like, what are you gonna put on the epitaph of
Yeah,
your,
I don't know.
like,
Huh.
I don't know. And the funeral was just dumb because there was a bunch of people that she didn't really have a relationship with, and she clearly like knew a lot of the crew, and like there should have been a lot of people there. It was just dumb. It was a dumb funeral, and they shouldn't have had one. Her character was not that important.
Yeah.
I like, you can't, like, if she was here for like 3 seasons, I think I said this when we were watching the actual funeral. If she'd been there for like 3 seasons and she had had like a lot of character development, like, I'm like, okay, that's a character we're gonna miss. Nobody's
Yeah.
gonna miss fucking Tasha Yar from season 1 of Star Trek.
Yeah.
It was just a waste of space.
Which episode was the one that the robot was controlling the planet? That like ran the planet and everyone was dumb on it because nobody could even fix the computer?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
it was-
Well, okay, so that was also, wasn't that the episode? No. So that's why they wanted the kids.
Or they
Because they were all they couldn't have children
Oh,
because of
that's right.
radiation or something
Right.
from the system that
and
was
they didn't
providing
know how
for
to
them.
fix it.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they just all because the robot took care of them. They just
Yeah.
forgot everything they needed
Right.
to know because you just got a robot taking care of it.
I remember enjoying that episode. I can say that.
That wasn't a bad episode.
Yeah,
that was a pretty good
It was one of
episode.
the ones I remember enjoying more than others. If I were to go and like look at a list of the episodes and review them, maybe something else.
That's
would pop
interesting.
up.
That's
But
interesting.
that's
That's an episode I normally skip over when I'm doing a fast watch through.
I like the concept of commentary it's making of, will technology make us stupid, right? We
Oh
won't-
yeah. Okay.
right?
Okay.
I really enjoyed.
You go into another level with it.
Well, that's what it, to me,
Yeah.
as I was watching that, I was like, wow, this is what we're totally doing. We're totally, I mean, you have a teenager now, if they had to fix their own car,
Oh, they wouldn't be able to.
they
do
wouldn't
it.
be able to do it
No.
because it's so specialized, right? Then,
Only if they. Oh, that's good. That's
Right?
good because they would look it up online and they would figure out how to do it.
Maybe.
But what if online went away?
Yeah, what if all that went away? We would all
Oh,
be,
yeah,
how do
we'd be
we do
screwed.
anything?
We'd be screwed.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Anyway, so I enjoyed that episode.
Well, that's good. That's good. So I did an award for best costume.
Yeah, I like.
William Ware Thies for the episode Conspiracy, because that's the episode with the 7 skirts.
Yeah, all right.
All right. It was a big deal when we were watching it.
Was it?
It was like 2 episodes ago.
They were
They-
wearing all the skirts.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Because
yes,
there were
yes,
all
yes.
these characters in skirts.
yeah.
There was like a scene
I
with
thought
like
you were
2
saying-
skirts at the same time.
I have to explain this because it's funny because you said the 7 skirts, and I was thinking one person wore like a different skirt. And I was like, I would have recalled that. Like, but no, you mean there were lots of them on the episode? Yes, I do remember.
This
that.
summer's dance musical, The 7 Skirts. that would have to be like a Spanish thing, though.
I don't maybe Spanish Star Trek. Yeah, all right.
Ah.
So I do remember
So
that.
so
Why
so
costume.
I looked up this guy, William Ware Thesis. He did 151 episodes of TNG. Now TNG went to like 93, I think.
Yeah.
He died in 92.
Huh.
So this guy was like he was born in 1931. I mean, he was old when he was doing it. Apparently, this guy's a really big deal. He developed a kind of concept for doing wardrobe for theater and movies and TV called the Thiess titillation theory, in which he decided that the attractiveness of clothes on women is not about how much skin you show, but whether or not the clothing looks like it might be falling off.
I mean, I understand where
this kind of goes back to your
I disagree.
This kind of goes back to your worst moment, which is like the planet with all the kind of skimpy people running around.
Yeah.
That has his like style all over it. The clothes just look like they're about to fall off.
I didn't like that episode.
Well, I mean, but in the from like 30, I don't know what. So let's say that he got into this like in his 30s, so like 1960 to 1990, like that was a pretty good theory as far as
I wonder what it
kind
is
of showing
now.
sexiness in women.
I think it has to do with how much imagination it lets you have and how attractive it is
these days.
Shown.
Yeah, absolutely. Like in the last, I don't know if it's just because we're kind of moving more conservative as a nation right now, or if it's because we just kind of already did the sexy thing. A lot of the women, like really hot women in shows and TV and stuff now, don't wear skimpy things. They wear like suits and they might show some cleavage or something, but it's nothing like it used to be, where it was just all sexy all the time.
So I bet this changes with culture over time. So maybe back then this was like because people
it was new.
Well, and it was on TV, so that's what people were seeing. So that's what we see now. What people idolize is what's on TV.
Well,
so maybe
I think it was also they were trying to push the boundaries. They were just saying like, okay, what can we show in this? And then eventually they just reached a peak where, okay, this is as far as we're going to make, sexify it up on television. Now we can just go back to
I never thought of Star Trek as a sexy show. Was it? It was pushing the boundaries?
Well, I mean, it definitely was back in the day.
That's crazy. You nerd. I find that so funny.
Well, I've never seen the original series, but I've seen, you catch, as a Star Trek fan, you catch glimpses of it.
No,
which people are like, why can you call yourself a Star Trek fan when you haven't seen the classic?
I don't know.
Anyway, go on. All right, we're getting off topic. Worst costume. Crusher's fucking coat.
Oh, those.
Crusher's jacket. Why did she have a jacket?
Every time.
Other medical officers don't need a goddamn jacket.
I disagree. Wesley's sweaters.
Wesley sweaters were amazing for 1987 or whatever this was out. He had some Reading Rainbow shit going on.
They did not age well. They did not.
No, they did not age well. No, they did not. But they did. I guarantee you, if I had a collection of Wesley sweaters,
they would be worth a ton of money.
I bet tons of hipsters would be trying to buy them.
That doesn't mean that they're good. That does not
like that's
being a bad item.
That's a Mr. Rogers Reading Rainbow sweater.
I am excited about that movie, by the way.
The Mr. Rogers one?
The documentary? Yeah.
Oh my god, have you seen the trailer?
I have.
I almost cried during the trailer.
Me too.
I'm like,
we need more people.
I looked at like the Reddit post afterwards, and they were like, everyone was just like, I cried during the trailer. How am I gonna do for the whole show? Like, I want to see just a bunch of grown men and women in the fucking theater just bawling, like 2 minutes into the thing, and they're just crying for an hour and a half. Like, Cannes Film Festival and Tribeca are gonna be amazing.
And it's that thing. If he existed today.
Man,
he could not, right? He would be in so many lawsuits, be called a pedophile.
Oh no, man, yeah, no, like he had this sounds bad, but like when you watch like videos of him, you like, that guy's totally a pedophile. Like he's got he's too good.
Yeah.
He's too good of a person, and he's an old man. I get it. Like he would do it.
But that doesn't. He seems.
But no, he was too good of a person. I mean, he was a Christian, which I'm kind of like, about personally. But man, he was just a good person. Fox News, they would destroy him.
Yeah, I don't.
If he existed now, there probably is a guy out there like him now. And if he ever got to have any voice in the media, Fox News or Sinclair or whatever would just be like, he's trying to preach the liberal agenda and turn all your children gay, and
it's true. That'd be the end of it. Scene in the trailer where he shows him washing his feet with the black man.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That real. I was like, oh man, I'm excited for that documentary.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Anyway, so my best costume
Oh really?
was the oil slick thing.
Oh, that was pretty good. That was pretty good.
They did. I was trying to like, how did they do that back then?
No, they
Because-
totally had a guy in like some kind of suit that had to like just go up through it. And
I really liked.
I thought I
that.
read that like he almost suffocated or something at
Oh,
one
man.
point.
Oh, and the worst costume is an entire race. The ones with the big ears. What are they?
The Ferengi?
Yes.
Oh my god.
They're so
I love
bad.
that. Okay, so
Their
they
entire
have,
race.
they have
is
not.
just-
When we get to Deep Space Nine, if we ever get to Deep Space Nine, that's so far away. At a season a year, it's gonna
Yeah.
take us a while.
Yeah.
The Ferengi gets so good.
I
in
know
D-
they
in
get
Deep
better
Space
later,
Nine.
but this right now it's bad. That's I
Yeah,
think
yeah, they are pretty
they're,
bad.
they're really
That first
cringeworthy.
episode is with them is terrible. The second one's not too bad.
All right.
We'll get a few more Ferengi episodes before the end of the series. Not a
Right.
lot though, but they really do something. Put on a show in DS9.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right, so I've got a selection of
Bloopers.
well, so some of it's bloopers, some of it's just kind of some funny stuff that I didn't make it onto the show. So
I am nervous and excited for this.
So anyway, so I edit the shows, and while I'm going through, there's some things that just like kind of sound out of place. There's been a few lewd things we've said that were a little over the line. I don't know if I included any of those in the in this though.
I'm conflicted about that because part of it says to me like some of the best comedy is stuff that.
Oh no, there's
totally-
some good stuff,
totally
but there's been a
inappropriate,
couple
but-
of things where either I or Mangoes has been like, oh, we got to edit that out. Like that was
Okay.
just we were too racist or we were too sexist or something like that.
Well, now they know. Now you got to edit.
Well,
that
yeah,
out.
but I can't play what. I'm not gonna play the audio. They
But
won't
now
have the
they-
sound bite.
Now they all know that we're too racist and too sexist.
Well, we're drunk and high, and we're just kind of letting whatever shit comes out of our brains onto the air. You know, that's how the show is.
Yeah, but I feel
Um,
like that's the thing underlying that's what we're thinking, right? And that's our subconscious. I'm just gonna get down to it. I mean, this is getting deep, but I try so hard not to be, but I know that there are issues that I have that have been bred in by. I'm gonna blame society.
We're getting deep now.
I'm gonna blame society.
Anyway.
how are we gonna solve this issue?
I don't even know what we're talking about, man.
Alright,
I'm just
alright.
trying to play some clips over
Alright,
here.
alright,
You're getting
sorry.
all deep and shit. Like,
Well,
let's
yeah.
fix society and whatnot.
That's right.
Like, we're just two stone guys in Kirkland, Washington, man. We ain't fixing shit. Anyway, there's a lot of
Play
stuff
it.
that I
Play it.
cut out in post. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it just cleaning things up. But I thought we might share some of that with you, and I thought that we might share some of that with you and see if you like it. All right, first blooper is actually the first blooper that we had, and this was so I had agonized once we decided that we had talked about this and we decided that we were going to do it. And then I was kind of like putting the show together, and I was kind of like thinking, okay, how are we going to start the show? Which is where welcome back to the High Command Podcast, where we get high and watch Star Trek with you, blah, 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 blah,
Yeah.
thing. So I was like practicing that shit in the mirror and like thinking about it.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, the first time I try and say it into the microphone, we fail. And I actually went to go delete it and start over.
Yeah.
And Mr. Mango's here, presence of mind, was like, no, save that.
Yeah.
And this is how we get all of the stuff that I've got, is because
Oh, nice.
you told me to start saving shit.
Yeah.
So, this isn't going to seem like much,
Okay.
but we'll talk about it.
Yeah, it's all right.
Hello, and welcome to the High Command Podcast, where we get high and listen to Star Trek with you. Why did I say listen?
Well, because no, keep doing it. Just keep
No.
running, Ron.
Oh man, how nervous I was. Now I'm like, hello, and welcome back to the High Command Podcast. I'm like, that sounded, my voice was breaking up. So nervous.
And you wave every time. I
Oh
love
my
it.
god, the fucking
Every
wave.
time.
The
Waves.
fucking wave.
Every
So we
time.
talked about this on a couple of episodes. But for some reason, when I say hello, and I say it all big, like, hello, kind of, I'm not,
Just
I'm
like
not,
that.
I'm not
that.
like, just hello. I'm all big about it, but I wave with my right hand like a big, like I'm making a rainbow, like
Exactly.
super gay. Anyway, so I went to go delete it immediately. You stopped it.
Yeah.
I saved it, and there it is.
Okay. That was that recording that you saved. Interesting. I like it.
What's the worst sound in the world?
Smacking lips.
Smacking lips. Really?
What? What was that?
That was your dog.
Oh, that is terrible. That, I am sorry for
one of the times we were recording over at Johnny Mango's place. His dog just, I don't remember what happened. If it just screeched out of nowhere, if somebody stepped on it or
probably
something.
playing with
It
the
was
cat.
just all of a sudden.
Ow. Ow.
I would sometimes I'll have some free time at work and I might edit one of these episodes. Yeah. I was at work when I was editing that. And all of a sudden I'm kind of like listening to it and like reading some email and whatnot. And then all of a sudden I hear that and I like jump. I like freaked out. Like everybody around me at work was like, what's going on?
Oh, that is so irritating.
So this is a Freudian slip.
Uh-oh.
By moi.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
I would be a holodeck addict. Holodeck addict. For sure.
What did you say? Was it a Freudian slip?
Yeah. Fucking holodeck addict.
That's hilarious.
Super gay.
I like that you kept that though.
Oh,
that's
man.
hilarious.
Oh, your time is coming.
Uh-oh. 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 All right, bring it on. Bring it on.
All right, let's see. What do we got? Oh, this is one of you, but I don't remember what this is. Hang on.
Okay.
So this is just called Voyage.
Comes from Wikipedia, and it says, on the maiden voyage mission. Ooh.
What? What?
I
got lost.
Okay, we gotta listen to that again.
Yeah.
Comes from Wikipedia, and it says, on the maiden voyage mission. Ooh.
Oh, I love that. I love that so much.
You started and you just gave up.
I just got lost. Oh, that makes me so happy. Did I know that moment happened? All right.
Oh.
I can do this all day.
So this next one, we're doing you for a bit.
Okay.
Okay, so this is The Naked Now, Mango's Crying. Oh, I know what this is. Oh, okay. Okay, so this is one of those kind of like sexist moments.
Oh no.
Okay, ready?
All right.
Should have been more crying and wailing. And...
Oh, shit. So that was like two girls were like having, I think it was Tasha Yar and Counselor Troy were having some sort of heart-to-heart like lady moment.
Uh-huh.
And you're just like, those bitches should have been crying. And I was like so taken aback, like, Jesus, man, like two bitches can't just have a conversation, like they gotta be all emotional and shit. Like,
I don't know. Maybe it felt like it needed.
that's
more
just what
emotion.
happens when we just start just crapping our brains out into the microphone sometimes.
Needed more emotion.
All right. So you're super sexy. You're super
Okay.
sexy.
All right. Uh-oh.
Oh yeah!
Oh, I cannot believe you recorded that again. Now people get to listen to I'm sorry. Oh, God.
I'm gonna remix that shit later.
That's disgusting. Oh, man. I can't. I'm not.
I'm gonna use it like
I've
a
got
rap song or
defect with
something.
My sinus cavities.
I'm gonna use it in a rap song.
Oh, good.
And then
Perfect.
like you'll listen to the rap song and you won't get it.
Oh,
It'll be
yeah,
like-
man. That was another sound effect.
That actually wasn't the one I planned to play.
See ya.
Man, I'm so white. So white.
Like you're trying to be like, see ya, like you fucking gangster rap.
Yeah, but so play that one more time.
See ya.
Man, I'm so white. Oh, God. I love it. All right, keep them coming.
Okay, so the next one is just kind of, I don't know what, you're just like super. Yeah, this is what he sounds like when Mr. Mangoes gets. He's like his mind is blown, but he's too stoned to be like
Say
mind
something.
blown. So
Oh, what? I feel like we need
it's
to
too
play
quiet.
that.
It's too quiet. I have to pump it up.
We
then
need
post.
to slow it down. Whoa. and then make it louder. Can we do that? Can you do that? You need. Okay,
I can't do that right now.
Why not?
Because I didn't prepare for that sort of.
But I mean, so
expectation.
edit it. We can edit it.
Yeah, well, I'll mess with it later.
But I want to talk about
We
it.
can edit it. We can edit it, sir.
You can edit it.
I'm
Is that a sore point? Do we need to talk about that?
No.
I can if
It's a sore point if you're trying to take credit for editing the episode.
No, I'm not. You can. Okay. I do nothing. Absolutely nothing. I come here, eat food, get baked. No, actually, I get baked, then eat food, and then he does everything, and I just sit here and make funny jokes. So I don't want anyone.
It's a perfect relationship.
Right. It's fine. It's good. It's all we wanted. So, man, what was the point before that?
Who fucking cares?
Well, I want you to edit that. I wanted to talk. All right, never mind. Keep going. Keep going. No, it's okay. What is the next one?
It's called I Kill Myself.
Uh-oh.
I kill myself.
That's really clear.
Yeah,
That's a really good.
that was
recording.
recorded here.
It's not as good in my house, is it?
No, your place is fine. So my favorite moment from doing this show with you
Yeah.
is the 45 goddamn minutes we spent the last time we did it
Trying to get it to work.
trying to get rid of the most minuscule popping sound
Yeah.
coming out of maybe some cable
Yeah.
in your place.
What was the answer?
We never figured it out.
But we fixed it, right?
No, it was there. It was
It
in
was in
there.
the
It,
recording.
we like diminished it. It was like really noticeable, and then we like through a series of messing around with cables and shit.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we brought it down. There were a couple of times that I had to like get it, work with it in the sound, but that was just funny. We were super stoned,
Yeah. That's what
and
happened.
we were just sitting there like, okay, we're two stoned guys. We know a lot about electronics and science.
Yeah.
We can figure out what's making this popping sound.
Yeah, and we didn't. No, that sucks.
No,
Well,
we didn't. We never did. We
my
never
geek,
did.
Take my geek card from me. That's all right.
We did determine it was something in your computer, though.
Yeah, well, that's interesting. So I'm gonna.
I don't know. It don't
Gotta-
matter.
gotta
It don't
work
matter.
on
It was
that.
easy to remove.
No,
It's
that's
not a big
not.
deal.
That's not okay. I'm not gonna let. No, we should work smarter, not harder, right? So that's like my mantra. So
Smarter, not harder.
Yeah, so we got to fix that so you don't have to edit it. That's why it's a pride thing. Anyway, so keep going.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Anyway, there was also another time that we did it at your place, and I had the microphone turned around backwards.
Oh, that's right.
So it sounds
we can
re-
hear
There's a couple.
everything
There's like
else.
2 episodes that are like sound really shitty. Like they don't like they're clear, but it
Yeah.
sounds like we're in a cave.
Because the recording's echoing
Yeah,
off the wall.
yeah.
Before.
Yeah, and that was my fault. I'll own that.
Well, it's we add some flavor to the recordings. We want to throw people a curveball every once in a while. They weren't expecting that kind of weird sound.
Speaking of weird sound,
Uh oh.
this next bit is called Weird Sound.
Oh really? All right. Was that me? Was that
Yes,
me?
it was you. Yes, it
Why?
was.
No, I need to know context. Do that. Oh God! All right.
I could remix you all day long. Like,
I make noises. Great. Oh God. Okay, no more of those. That's disgusting.
oh, I've got a whole thing.
Oh no.
I put together a big chunk of them.
I thought you were. The point of editing that out is so that people never have to listen to
Not
it.
during the show. This is the
The
season
blue-
recap,
All right.
which is
all
going
right.
on for a long time. We've been going for a while. Nice. All right, we got more stuff.
All right.
So okay, so this is my best friend from Texas who came on the show one time. One of the I think the one episode you weren't on.
Yeah.
Chet McLaurin.
Yeah.
He was on the show, and I captured a couple sound bites from him. I don't
Yeah.
remember if I left these in the show or if I just wanted to pull
found
them out. Just
interesting.
to,
Yeah.
George LaForge is in charge.
Love it. We need to sing more on this podcast.
We do need to sing more. Everybody needs to sing more.
Yeah.
I bet Mr. Rogers would say something
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah. For sure. Sing your heart out. What was that?
I love animal crackers.
Oh, that's. Who said that?
You did.
I did.
You know what's funny
That's so
is I
dirty.
cannot remember a time when you were here or at your place eating animal crackers.
Yeah,
Like, where did that come from?
Play that one more time. I love that. I love that so much. All right, keep going. That's so random.
Okay. Time for me to be gross.
That wasn't so bad.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything smart to say.
Yeah, we knew that.
We did that. Why did you edit that out? You should have left that in the podcast.
Nice. What? You got a problem with my waving, man?
No, I'm making fun of it. I don't have a problem with
Oh,
it. I'm
no,
laughing.
you're
at
good.
it.
You're
Yeah,
good. Excellent. Excellent. That's him laughing at my. That I think that was like when you noticed I started doing the wave, and you
Yeah.
were just kind of like looking at me like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Squeeze it in.
I'm just grabbing some stuff. Okay, so,
Yeah,
that,
no, I
so,
like it.
so this was I think our first time recording at your place.
Uh-oh.
Hello and welcome back to the High Command Podcast. I'm Captain Rob, and with me is Commander Johnny Mangos. The first few seconds.
We haven't gotten 30 seconds into it and you already laughed. Close the window. Close the window.
No?
You can hear her
No,
so
let it
much
go.
better
Let it
because
go.
it's
Oh, yeah.
faced towards her, isn't
You
it?
want to have background,
I don't-
random
yeah.
background laugh?
No, it's great.
Okay, alright. I guess he's down for it. I don't care then. I hadn't even like 30 seconds.
I'm giving her so much crap. Oh.
So this was I want to say it was the first time we recorded the first episode we tried to record at your place, or we did record at your place, and Ensign 909 was she was across, she was in this big Mangos has this big room we record in, and it's got all his computers and stuff, and his girlfriend Ensign 909 has a computer in there. She's got headphones on and she's watching like John Oliver or some shit.
Oh yeah.
And we're like preparing to do the show. She's like super quiet, just listening to her headphones and watching the
Yeah,
shows and
yeah.
whatnot. And she knows we're about to start recording. As soon as we start recording, something funny comes on her
That
like
sounds
YouTube
like
stream, and she just busts out laughing.
Yeah, that's
Anyway, that was a
That's
moment.
That's my girl. Always laughing.
Oh, this is when the robots joined us.
The robots.
I like the sound effect of his hand moving. Or the telepathic
Sorry,
power.
I don't know that one.
That's
How did that activate?
I don't know.
So we were over at your place, and just
Yeah.
Alexa just turned on all of a sudden in the middle of the show.
she does that more often than not these days.
Have you seen about Alexa laughing at people?
Yeah, it did not happen to me. I really wanted it to happen.
That's super
happen,
creepy.
but it
Super
didn't.
creepy.
Yeah, what that?
Oh, more fun at Mangoes.
Hey, cat.
Come on. Not already. We just started.
I can't control. Shoot, her name is Diablo. All right.
Here in Johnny Mango's place today.
There's a reason she's named after the devil.
Hey, you guys!
That would be the animals continuing to fight. Right
They
in
were
front
like
of us.
super chill the whole time we were setting up.
Yeah,
and everything.
now
The
as
second
soon
we
as we
started.
start. Yeah.
I love that though. I love my animals. I love that we have that blooper.
So at Mango's place, he has a dog and a cat, and whenever we start the show, we usually got like 20-30 minutes where we're just shooting the shit and getting
Yeah.
high and
Yeah,
whatnot, and then the animals are usually pretty chill.
pretty chill.
And then that particular episode, like almost as soon as we
Lose it.
started, they just exploded running around the place and
Yeah.
fighting with each other, and always good time. Another random bit by you.
Uh-oh. I'm tripping balls, Captain. Balls, I tell you.
Balls, I tell you, balls.
Tripping balls, Captain. Oh, I like that.
You know what I think about Star Trek?
What?
Because it's the fucking unknown, man. Welcome to space, bitch.
Fucking
Welcome to
unknown,
space,
man.
bitch.
Welcome to space. That's hilarious.
Like a kind of an extended one here.
Uh-oh.
So this is a pre-show setup that didn't
Okay.
make it onto the air. This was before we
Okay.
started. It kind of gives you an idea of us just kind of shooting the shit and
Yeah.
eating pizza and whatnot.
Yeah. Double tap.
We're in recording now.
You're recording.
Just want to
Good.
see how it does with the sound here.
That sounds good. You sound amazing. You sound
What?
like an
What?
angel.
What? Okay, yeah. I probably won't get that much louder.
Come at you.
Hello. Oh yeah. See, I'm redlining. Hello. Oh, wait.
Hello.
Hello. I don't know why I'm doing. And the you know I'm wave. waving. You know I'm waving.
Are you waving?
This is like some second level shit. Now we're
talking
commenting
about-
on the commentary.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, there we go. What? Okay, yeah. I gotta get super goddamn loud for it to.
All right,
Line.
you're good. You're good. Don't worry about it. Stop freaking.
Call Beacon.
So yeah, after. So this part's all fun and games. When I'm staring at this for an hour and a half, this fucking waveform,
Oh yeah.
editing all of the shit like me,
I hate
Yeah.
those trucks.
smacking into the microphone
hate 'em.
with a pizza in my mouth.
Oh yeah. How is that? Is that a lot of fun? That's why I'm glad you're doing that.
I've gotten pretty good at it. I used to do some mashup little side project for
Yeah.
music stuff,
Yeah.
so I got a lot of experience working with waveforms.
Oh, that's good.
I got a lot of experience working with waveforms.
How's that pizza?
Excellent.
Good.
Good. Did I tell you one of my pet peeves is open pizza boxes? I noticed
Yeah,
you
you
closed the fucking pizza
I
box.
totally forgot.
No, I'm not saying you had to do it.
Oh, I know.
In
I
case
I
you're
wasn't.
wondering why I just did that.
I wasn't gonna do it anyway. I don't care if you're one of your pet peeves is open paid pizza boxes. You can deal with your own shit. I love her to death, but you know what? That's your own thing.
That's Ensign 9 of 9. For those who remember previous shows.
Yeah, what about it?
She was Ensign 9 of 9.
Oh, I didn't know that.
You don't remember what name she chose?
No.
We'll talk more about names in a second. I'm all upset about it too.
All right,
I'm like, we'll talk about more names in a second.
You gonna save this blooper reel? Oh, you can
Oh no, I'm
you
gonna
can
use
save
this. I might
whole
just
thing.
leave it up there at the beginning.
All right, let's
Whatever,
do it then.
whatever.
Let's do it.
I need some we need like 3 or 4 seconds of silence so I can use it for the.
Gauge to where.
Yeah. So that's a pretty normal would you say that's a pretty normal interaction we got going on before the show?
Yeah, that's so. You know
like,
what?
leading up to the show?
Okay, so if our stuff is that funny on a regular basis, well, this is a gold mine because that all of that is hilarious. Oh no! Now I have to go back and watch them.
You gotta listen to the show?
All of that is hilarious. Please tell me, as someone who no, I don't want to know. I'll figure it out on my own. I'll figure it out on my own.
All right, so I got a couple of things for you,
Yeah.
and then I'm gonna do one last one for me,
All right.
and then
All right.
then we'll wrap this bitch up.
All right.
You say a few times.
Oh
Not a lot. Not a lot. Just a
Not a
couple.
lot.
Just a couple. I say. Just a couple. I say.
Uh huh.
Man.
What was I singing to you? Was that part of? It really. It's like a weird. It's like a honk.
Yeah.
It's like a honk. All right.
You're really thinking it.
Yeah.
Thinking something good. I like that one. That's your standard.
Yeah. How many times did I say that?
That I only captured like 4 or 5.
Really?
Yeah, that's not too bad.
Okay, I'm okay
Um,
with that.
However, Mr. Mangoes,
Oh.
when I am editing, sometimes you'll be watching the show and you'll kind of half form a thought
Yeah.
and then you end. You just kind of peter off. You're like something cool comes on and you're like, I wanted to talk about that lamp or that flower, but now there's carpet on the walls and I got to go other places. So,
Oh, do this. Do this. Oh no, this is so
Okay.
funny.
I titled this. By the way, I took a big selection of stuff that I cut out from you
Yeah.
that didn't make it onto the show.
Yeah.
I titled this "Mangoes Does Words Good."
Does words good? Oh yes.
I don't know what the word is. A lot of just there's a blinking blinker. I think that doing the I don't understand these words. Binary, French.
Is this all one
Do you
sentence?
see?
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it, but the better this.
Yeah, I don't have anything smart to say.
There was these edits of all of those moments.
These are just a bunch of random stuff
Oh,
that I
good.
pulled together and put. You want to listen to it again?
Yeah.
So Mangoes, he doesn't edit the show, and he doesn't listen to the show, so he doesn't know all the stuff that he says.
Oh man, I don't know if I ever want to be honest.
I don't know what the word is. A lot of just there's a blinking blinker. I think that doing the I don't understand these words. Binary, French, egg talk. Do you see?
Yeah.
I get
Yeah.
it, but the better this.
Yeah, I don't have anything smart to say.
Oh my god.
My favorite is that.
Oh man.
I like I marry, egg talk, French. Like, just like, I don't even know what, like, because I can't remember, like, what happened during the show because I was stoned or drunk or whatever. And, I listened to it, I'm like, why would he say binary French egg talk? Like, what? Eggs talk? Like, what brought those
Languages.
three random things together?
Languages.
Oh, egg talk? French?
Binary language
French?
is French.
What was egg
And egg
talk?
talk.
after that? Okay.
I don't know. I think is egg talk not a thing? I thought
I
it was
don't
a tour. It
know.
was
I
a
don't
form. I think it's like pigeon. I don't know. I think that's in my mind the things that I was representing. Why I was representing those three things. I have no idea. No idea.
So I think we're gonna end the blooper reel with with some self-deprecation on me.
Okay.
So through this, I say and a lot,
yeah.
like a lot,
Yeah.
and I cut most of it out.
Yeah.
But since Mr. Mango's here, I was like, you should say bloopers and stuff.
Yeah.
I think all of them.
Uh-oh.
So as the show's progressed, I've gotten better at it. Just because I've gotten better to speaking to the microphone to nobody, or you.
all right.
Nice,
all right.
nice.
All right. Play it.
Okay, so this is a selection of ums that I cut out of the show. These didn't make it into the show.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Like, people have heard me say a lot, probably in the show.
Yeah.
These are all the ones I cut out.
Oh no.
It's
It's a song. Excuse me. Oh man. Oh, this hurts. This is painful. No one's gonna make it through the end of this. How many do you have left? Right.
And this is
Just the, oh, thank the Lord, it's over. Oh. That would be like the worst alarm clock.
Oh, you would wake up. You would have to get up.
I would turn that off so
Oh,
quick.
you would have to get up.
Oh man.
Oh my god.
I would hate mornings. I would dread the alarm clock going off every day. Oh.
Oh man. So listening to those and editing those out, I've gotten a lot better at
Yeah.
not saying and throughout the
That's
show.
awesome. As soon as
I just listened to a whole bunch of them. Now it's stuck in my head.
But now as you paid attention to it, right, it's something you pay even more attention
Yeah,
to. So
yeah.
it's something you do less.
Mm-hmm. For sure. Well, hey everybody. Thanks for joining us
Oh, this was
on
this
this
was
season
hilarious.
1 recap of the High Command podcast.
I don't know if it's because I am still at like an 8.5 to a 9, or if
Oh,
those were
this is
genuinely
this
funny.
I thought this show was gonna be like 30 minutes. We're like coming up on an hour now. Like, I don't know. I started out like a nice 6 or 7. Now I've kind of gone down to like a 3. I'm gonna smoke some more pot
I'm
after this.
I'm giggly. So that's I think
All
we're
right,
good level.
all right.
I'm excited to watch.
All right,
the
all
episode.
right, all right.
So next episode is going to be from the next season.
Season 2,
All right, I'm excited.
the season of Riker's beard.
Let's get this party started.
Thanks everybody for joining us on this very special episode of the High Command podcast. I've been your host, Captain Rob, and with me is Commander Johnny Mangoes.
Love you long time.
1 year, baby.